Those who know your name trust in you. For you, Lord, have never forsaken those who seek you. Psalm 9:10. Family relationships are hard. These are the people you are born into life with, the people who know your history, the people who know your wounds, the people who know your struggles, the people who know your story. We had all grown up in an environment filled with fear, stress, conflict, and survival. And as I looked around, I could see that everyone had been affected by it in different ways. But what I struggled with was the silence, the unwillingness to reconcile, the unwillingness to address wounds, the unwillingness to speak truth, the unwillingness to acknowledge pain. Watching injustice happen repeatedly and then watching everyone pretend nothing happened felt cruel. It felt evil. It felt completely devoid of empathy. And I had a decision to make. I could become bitter, or I could release it. I wanted to remain in right standing with God. I knew my own transgressions. I knew my own failures. I knew how much grace I had received. I was still learning who God was, but I knew enough to know that bitterness was not the path. Then one night, everything changed. The attacks had become routine. Midnight, 3 in the morning, 6 in the morning. The same patterns, the same torment, the same exhaustion. Night after night. I remember crying out to God. I told him the truth. I have nowhere to go. I have no property. I have no savings. I have no safety net. I have no backup plan. I am sitting in this house trying to survive, trying to pray, trying to obey, trying to understand. And I do not know what is happening to me. That night something came. I woke up with the awareness that whatever had come was there to take my life. The fear was overwhelming. And I remembered something a pastor's wife had told me. She had warned me, "You need to leave your mother's house." At the time, I couldn't receive it. I wanted a mother. I wanted family. I wanted reconciliation. I wanted belonging. I wanted things to work. But after that night, something shifted. I got up, I took a blanket, I took a pillow, and I left. I didn't explain, I didn't argue, I didn't announce anything. I simply left. There was a church that had allowed me to sleep there. A woman named Reverend Jane had made room for me, so I went there. I slept. I returned the next morning. My mother saw me. She didn't ask questions. She didn't say anything. I gathered my things. I went back. I slept there again. 4 days passed, and I never truly came back. Eventually I told my mother I was leaving. There was no emotion, no resistance, no attempt to stop me. And I left. The Lord had been speaking one message repeatedly. Come out from among them. Separate yourself. At first I resisted it, but eventually I obeyed it. And once I left, something interesting happened. The Lord began teaching me observation, not accusation. Observation, pay attention, watch, learn, stop reacting, just watch. And as I watched, I noticed things. I noticed that many of the same physical afflictions I was experiencing seemed present around me. I noticed patterns. I noticed suffering. I noticed pain. I noticed things I had never paid attention to before. But I also learned something else. Not every question needs an answer. Not every mystery needs to be solved. Not every suspicion needs to be pursued. Because sometimes chasing answers leads you into places God never asked you to go. So I released it. I stopped trying to figure out who was responsible. I stopped trying to identify the source. I stopped trying to connect every dot. I simply released it. Was it my family? I don't know. Was it something from my past? I don't know. Was it connected to relationships? I don't know. To this day, much of it remains unrevealed. What I do know is that when I released the need to know, something inside me became lighter. The attacks did not disappear immediately, but they became weaker, less intense, less frequent. And for the first time in a long time, I began to experience moments of peace. Then the Lord began teaching me something that changed everything. He began teaching me His names. At first I was praying constantly against witchcraft, against curses, against darkness, against attacks, against everything I believed was coming against me. And one day, during prayer, a question came. What is witchcraft? I answered immediately. It's witchcraft. But the question came again. What is it? And suddenly I realized I did not know how to answer. Then another question came. Is it my presence? No. Did it create itself? No. Does it exist outside of me? No. And suddenly, I understood something. Everything exists because God allows it to exist. Everything. Nothing operates outside His authority. Nothing operates outside His sovereignty. Nothing surprises Him. Nothing overpowers Him. Nothing outranks Him. Nothing escapes Him. Nothing. The more I focused on darkness, the larger darkness appeared. The more I focused on God, the smaller darkness became. That realization changed the way I prayed. Instead of studying darkness, I started studying God. I started learning His names: El Elyon, the Most High God; El Shaddai, God Almighty; El Olam, the Everlasting God; El Ro, the God who sees; Jehovah Jireh, the Lord will provide; Jehovah Rapha, the Lord who heals; Jehovah Nissi, the Lord my banner; Jehovah Tzidkenu, the Lord our righteousness; Jehovah Mekadesh Shkem, the Lord who sanctifies; Emmanuel, God with us; Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Messiah. I stopped studying what the enemy was doing, and I started studying who God is. Not just the names. The context, why He revealed each name, who He revealed it to, what was happening when He revealed it, what problem existed when He revealed it. And slowly, without me even realizing it, my faith stopped being rooted in what was attacking me, and started becoming rooted in who God is. That was the beginning of a different kind of freedom. Not freedom from every battle, but freedom from fear, because I was finally learning the one who had been protecting me all along.